And welcome to the special edition of Hannity and Colmes. I'm Sean Hannity. We're just outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in Beaver, Pennsylvania, and Governor Palin joins us. She just finished a big rally outside in the cold.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, well, Alaska's cold, so you're used to the cold.
Used to the cold. It was crisp, refreshing.
It is crisp and refreshing. All right, we got 12 days to go. Nervous, excited? You want this? You want to get to Election Day?
Oh, very excited. Wishing there were more hours in the day, though, still. Wanting to get out there to speak with more Americans and hear from more of them also, letting them know, too, that, there's such a clear choice on November 4th. So wishing that there were more hours in the day, but very, very excited and anxious for the 4th.
All right, let's start. First of all, did you enjoy Saturday Night Live? By the way, they had the highest ratings in 14 years on that program. Did you know that?
Whatever I can do to help. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
And by the way, you gave Hannity and Colmes one of our highest ratings, too, for the year, so in our first interview together, so we appreciate that. Look, the polls are all over the place. Yeah. For example, we've got the Battleground poll has it a 2-point race today. The AP poll has it even. Investors Business Daily has it now a 1.1 race. Right. Then you got these other polls, double-digit lead for Obama. Where do you think the race is right now, and how do you interpret the polls, and are you following all of this?
I think it's extremely close, and I think it's going to come right down to the wire on Election Day also. I don't know what to make of the polls that are showing the double-digit lead for our opponent. I don't know what to attribute that to, but no, I have that sense out there that it's very close, and the choice, though, is getting clearer and clearer. I think that message is getting out there in that regard, so it's going to come down to the wire.
So you expect a long night on Election night?
Perhaps so, perhaps so. But I do expect that at the end of the day, all will be well. I don't underestimate the wisdom of the people, that Americans understand we must reform government. We've got to get our economy back on the right track. We have to have the right commander-in-chief understanding how important it is that we win the war against terrorists. The choice there, very, very clear. And in these next 12 days, I think that more and more Americans are going to come on board with us.
Well, let me ask, then we keep hearing about this group ACORN. In every single swing state now, there are allegations of voter fraud. You had even said, you used the term stealing the election. Are you concerned that that might be happening in this election?
I join many Americans in sharing that concern that that voter registration fraud could be resulting in some questionable ballots being cast, and that is not fair. That is not right. That is un-American. We have our young men and women fighting in war zones for us today, trying to protect our rights to free and fair elections, and how dare anyone take that away from our electorate, and how dare anyone not disavow a group that is engaged in that voter
registration. Meaning you want Barack
form.
Obama and Joe Biden to do that?
Heck yes. I wish that they would. I think that would bode well for them if their campaign
But wait a minute,
would
but they've funded them. Look, Barack Obama's represented them as a lawyer. Barack Obama has organized with them and helped train some of their so-called get out the vote efforts, and the campaign has given over $800,000. So why would he disavow a group that obviously is working on his behalf?
Well, obviously, we would like to see him disavow this group so that at least that message would be sent to Americans that he, too, cares about free and fair elections. And, we won't tolerate that abuse or that exploitation of an opportunity to have an unfair election. And, again, it would bode well for Barack Obama if he would stand strong on this one, have a backbone, and disavow that group.
All right, let's talk about the state of Pennsylvania, where you've been spending a lot of time. Yeah. I know Senator McCain is going to be coming back here. We had Governor Rendell on Hannity and Colmes last night, and we got into the issue of the comments that were made by both John Murtha and by Barack Obama. Right. Barack Obama speaking in San Francisco. You've talked about this on the campaign trail. Barack Obama said about people in Pennsylvania, this state, as a matter of fact, this part of the state, that they're bitter Americans clinging to their guns and religion with antipathy towards those that aren't like them. Yeah. What does that comment tell you about Barack Obama?
I think he is so misjudging and prejudging, of course, a part of America that is, especially here, so patriotic, so hardworking, middle-class American families here, just desiring of their government to be a government of the people, by the people, for the people, doing their best in securing jobs in their own hometowns, raising their families there. There is nothing redneck or backwoods about any of this. This is true America, and we love Pennsylvania. We love this area of the country, and just honored and privileged to get to be here tonight.
It's sort of surprising because now we've had 2 weeks in a row of comments by Congressman John Murtha. He's called his own constituents racist, and then when asked to expand on it, he referred to them as rednecks. You said in a recent, well, I guess, you know, I'm one of those bitter American rednecks. I guess so. You know, if what I represent is what these people here in Pennsylvania stand for, too, again, love of country and a desire for that strong work ethic that is instilled in them to be rewarded, and not expecting government to be the be-all, end-all, to answer all the questions for them, then I represent what they represent, and I'm proud to do this. All right, we had Joe the plumber on Hannity and Colmes the other night. We spent a lot of time with him. He was on my radio show, and we talked about that. There's something seems to have shifted in terms of the narrative and the debate on economics. Because Barack Obama's answer was, well, I don't want to punish your success, but you know, I want to spread the wealth around. Joe Biden said it's patriotic for people to pay more taxes. It's time to jump in, time to be patriotic. Do you think that the narrative on the economy has changed, and do you view those comments by Biden and Obama as socialist?
I believe that the narrative has finally changed. There's been more revelation there about what Barack Obama's true intentions will be. He spoke plainly, finally, to Joe the plumber. He said, yeah, he wants to spread the wealth. And to Joe the plumber, that sounded like socialism. And Joe speaks for a lot of Americans who hear some suggestion in there that taking more from our small businesses and from our individual families and then spreading their hard-working money around according to a politician's priorities, that certainly would kill the entrepreneurial spirit that helped build this country, made it the greatest country on earth. So I've got a problem with it, and a lot of Americans are gravely concerned about that plan that Barack Obama has with his tax cut, he calls it. Really, it's a tax credit. It is just spreading the wealth. There's a problem with that.
We've got to take a break here, but I want to get into whether or not you think this is welfare, because this has now come up in terms of the way people are interpreting it and analyzing the Obama economic plan. Also, I want to ask you about Joe Biden's comments about if Barack Obama is elected, we're going to have an international crisis within 6 years. And by the way, Americans may not be happy with how they resolve it. So we're going to take a break, come back more with Governor Palin, and more analysis right here on Hannity and Colmes.